guys, it's Amber Sinclair again with another video tonight. This is actually a video I was supposed to do a year ago, after we went to Six Flags St. Louis, back in June. Back in June, we went to Six Flags St. Louis, and we had a huge blast. It was me, my mom, my brother, my dad, his girlfriend Rochelle, and my husband, and my son. So it was a pretty good start of the day. It was really great. Till it got to the part where we couldn't decide what we were gonna eat. But the very beginning of the part, we were trying to decide what we were gonna do. And so we rode. So the first ride of the day was for me, Buddy, and my husband, and we rode Batman. We waited in line for maybe like almost 2 hours because they had to keep sanitizing the seats and all that kind of stuff, because we were out there during some certain things. We had to wear masks, you had to get your temperature checked, and all that kind of stuff. It was crazy. But I was really more concerned because it was really busy. Plus, Batman's line was really, really long. Like, that ride's popular, so of course it's going to be really popular. It's going to be long. You're going to have a long wait. But the only reason why we had a long wait is because they had to keep sanitizing and all that kind of stuff. But afterwards, after Batman, we went to Johnny Rockets. And decided to eat because we were all getting hungry, and that was our lunch. So there's that. I don't remember what else we did afterwards, but all I know is that afterwards a little bit, we wanted Gabe to ride some things, and Gabe was tall enough to ride some of the kiddie rides. And while my mom and Rochelle were taking care of that, me, my brother, my husband, went to go ride some more coasters. Our first coaster we rode on was American Thunder. That was a good ride on that. Second was Mr. Freeze. I remember that. It's been so long. It was a year ago. I'm partially remember. But the main reason why I'm doing this video is to let you guys know about my ride on Xcalibur. It was my first time on it. My husband wanted me to ride it. At first, I was a little nervous. I was scared too, because my dad has told me many stories about this ride. And the issue I have with it when I rode it is that I was just so scared. I was nervous. I wanted off right away. But my husband was right there. He was trying to keep me calm. It was working somewhat. But I pretty much told him, like, well, can I close my eyes? And he's like, if you close your eyes, you're not going to be able to see. And I'm like, yeah, that's the point. I don't want to see. Because I'm nervous enough. I'm scared. Like, it was really scary, guys. Like, so next we have, you may think it looks cool, but once you get off of it, you are going to regret going on that. Like, literally. I regretted myself going on that. What happens and what it does is that it looks cool. It's a fun ride. I gotta admit, it's fun. But the only thing that I didn't like about it is that it took so much energy out of me. The thing is that if you want to ride Xcalibur, you have to ride it towards the end of your day. So if you want one last ride on anything else, I would recommend doing the Xcalibur. Because if you ride Xcalibur like towards the beginning or the middle of the day, you're going to be like not wanting to ride anything and just want to go home. So what happened is that after I got off of it, I went to go find my dad. I wanted my dad. Like, literally, I wanted my dad. I was literally about to cry because that's how bad I was. I got off of it. I was shaking. I was scared. My husband even looked at me like, are you okay? I'm like, I don't want to go on that again. I'm scared. I'm shaking. I'm scared. I'm literally about to cry because that's how freaking scary it was. it took so much energy out of me that I didn't want to do anything else the rest of the day. I wanted to sit down. I found my dad. My dad looked at me and he's like, "Yup, that's how you look when you get off Xcalibur." I was in fear, guys. Literally fear. Like, I was scared. I was getting, like, all drowsy, dizzy, and I literally told Josh, I'm like, I need some water. I need some water. And so he went to go get me some water, and I literally was sitting down, trying to relax. And so I sat down. My dad was worried about me because he knew what was going on. My dad knows about this. My dad never wants to ride, never rode that again after his first ride on that. And to tell you the truth, guys, I'm never going to ride that again. Ever. The thing is that with Xcalibur, you got to be prepared for it. Because if you ride it towards the beginning or the middle part of your day, you're not going to want to go on anything else. With me and my husband decided to stay till close. Well, we went to go ride the mine train because my mom wanted to ride the mine train. That I didn't want to pass on. I couldn't pass on the mine train because that was one of my favorite rides in the park besides Batman and the Boss. So I rode the mine train. Everything was okay. I mean, the mine train doesn't really do that much damage to you or anything else. And then we were going to get ready to leave, but my husband wanted to stay a little longer. So my husband and I stayed till close. He wanted to ride the boomerang. He's like, "Are you going to come with me?" I'm like, "No. You had me ride Xcalibur. It took so much energy out of me. I don't feel like riding it." He kind of got a little upset about it because he didn't want me. I didn't want to ride with him, and he's like, "Well, this sucks. I don't have anybody to ride with." Well, it's not my fault that I couldn't ride with you. You made me ride Xcalibur where towards the middle of our day when we could have waited till the end of the day to do it. Like I told him, if I ride that, I want to do it towards the end of the day, and he didn't listen. So look what happened to me. Look what happened to your wife. She got energy taken out of her. She's tired. I'm tired. I was really, really tired, guys. Literally, I didn't want to ride anything else. I went there to have fun, ride coasters, and I ended up riding Xcalibur, and I didn't want to ride anything else. And I felt bad because, one ride I did not get to go on when I rode Xcalibur was the Boss. Like, before I even went on Xcalibur, I didn't ride the Boss yet because I was going to say that for later. And so what happened was after I got off of Xcalibur, I was like, dang, I don't know if I'm going to be prepared to ride the Boss. The Boss is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it. But my husband rode the boomerang by himself, and he just looked at me like, "Are you sure you're okay?" I'm like, "Honey, I'm just tired. I'm stressed out. You made me do something that I didn't really want to do. I was really that stressful about it." So we head on to our next ride, which was the Screaming Eagle. We waited in line. I was tired. And then there was a lot of people that looked at me like, "You look awful, girl." I'm like, because I just got off of the Xcalibur not that, like, about 20, 30 minutes ago. And it took so much energy out of me. And they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, that ride will do that to you if you're not careful enough." And we got closer and closer to the station, to the train. And my husband looked at me like, "Honey, I really would love it if you would ride a ride with me." And he begged me and begged me to ride the Screaming Eagle with him until I just told him, like, "You know what? Fine, but if I get sick, it's on you." And he's like, "That's fine." I rode the Screaming Eagle with my husband, and right after that, the Screaming Eagle woke me up, like, right after. I was ready to go on, ride something else, and that came to the last ride of the day. My baby, the Boss. I was glad that I got woken up from the Screaming Eagle, which, by the way, the Screaming Eagle, I didn't really want to ride that because two things. One, I was really out of it, and two, my last ride on that before I went on it last year, 2 years ago when I went on it, it was terrible. Terrible. Like, capital, all letters capitalized. Terrible. With big letters. It was horrible. We rode it. I'm just thinking that we went into a bad seat. My husband was enjoying himself. He was like, I don't know what's your problem. There's nothing wrong with this ride. Dude, you don't realize how hard this was. My dad rode it. My dad said it was awful. My brother, Buddy, he rode it. He said it was awful. The Screaming Eagle is really, really old. And I know they're not going to get rid of it because it's a classic. But if you had to get rid of it, if you don't have to get rid of it, you can maybe, like, do a little redecorating. Maybe, like, do an RMC or something. I don't know. But there's people going out there saying, well, the Screaming Eagle is a classic. There's nothing wrong with it. But here you have the boss, who's really terrible. You all can go screw yourselves. I mean, the boss is fine. The only thing that was rickety about the boss was the helix. And look at that now. They got rid of it, and it's a lot better. The Screaming Eagle, however, is just terrible. Every time I go to Six Flags now, I'm not going to ride that. Like, even if my husband goes with me and asks me to ride, I'm going to be like, no. I had a bad ride on that. It may have woken me out one day when we went there after I rode Xcalibur, but no, that ain't going to happen. I'm not riding it. But back to the last ride of the day of that day, we rode the boss. And I was so happy that my mom baby, the boss, was there to help me wake up and even more. I had fun, but on the way back to, heading back to my house, I literally fell asleep because I was out of it. I immediately fell asleep when I got in the car. My husband looked at me and he's like, dang, honey, you look really exhausted. I'm like, yeah, thanks to you with the Xcalibur crap. So, if you guys ever go to Six Flags and ride the Xcalibur, make sure you ride it towards the end of your day. Because if you decide where you want to end your day and you walk past it and be like, let's ride it one more, let's have this ride one more time, let's do this ride and make it our last ride of the day, you would be able to go straight home after that. The only person who has not been on that now in my side of the family has been my brother, Buddy. And I told Buddy, it's like, well, just to be clear, if Josh tells you to don't do it towards the end of the day, towards the beginning or the middle of the day, just tell him, like, nope, if you want me to ride this, we do it towards the end of the day. I don't mind riding it again, but I would end up telling my husband, if you want me to ride this again, you're going to listen to me, and I'm not going to do it until I'll make that my last ride of the day. I am not riding it now. I will not ride it towards the middle of my day where it will end up totally taking my energy out and letting me be tired. I am going to ride it at the end of the day. But that's it for this video, guys. I just hadn't had a chance to do this video, and I was wanting to do it towards that day as well, but I couldn't get to the chance because I was literally out of it that day. And then I completely forgot to do it the next day after that. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And smash that like button, make sure you subscribe, and comment down below what your guys' opinion was on Xcalibur on your first ride. Did it take so much energy out of you where you wanted to go home and where you couldn't ride anything else? But anyway, guys, I have to go to bed because I gotta work tomorrow, sadly. Wish I didn't have to work, but oh well. Next week I have 2 days off, so I know it doesn't really matter. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and maybe I will see you tomorrow with a new improved video. Have a great day, guys. Goodbye.